Hey guys, Will here, welcome back to the channel. Now today's video we are taking a look at the motion simulator platform V3 from Next Level Racing. So before we kick off, I do just want to quickly mention that I do have a relationship with Next Level Racing. I am a brand ambassador for them, and that relationship has basically been formed through them enjoying the videos that I've been making for you guys, sharing my experience. They have very kindly offered me a very significant discount on the purchase price of the motion platform. So I did pay for it, but I didn't pay full retail price. You guys should also be aware that they did provide the GTTrack cockpit as well as the FGT that I reviewed earlier on for you guys as well. So I do have a really strong relationship with those guys. Now the reason that that relationship exists is that they are basically happy for me to share my honest opinions with you guys. So I want to be really clear that it's not an endorsement video. I am free to say whatever I want to say about these products, but do just keep in the back of your mind while you're watching this that I do have a relationship with Next Level Racing. So I just want to be completely open and honest with you guys about that from the onset. So anyway, look, I'm going to take a slightly different approach with this video simply because I know that this product's been out for a number of months now, and there's already some really good review videos out there from SimPit, the Sim Racing Garage, as well as Inside Sim Racing as well. All three of those channels have really good review videos that really dig into the details on this product, and I would encourage you to watch those videos as well, and I will provide links to those in the description below as well. Those guys do a really fantastic job on their channels. Now, because I've not experienced a motion platform before, I was kind of thinking, how am I going to approach these next few videos? How can I do a review of a product when I don't really have anything to compare it to? So my aim here is to really capture the excitement and the, I guess, exhilaration of experiencing this product for the very first time, because it is, I'm sure, going to be an absolutely amazing experience. So anyway, without further ado, let's get stuck into the unboxing. I'll show you what you get inside the package. We're also going to be getting it set up on the cockpit in this video, and then we'll probably split into another video where we start getting software configured and actually get in and drive it for the very first time. So let's get stuck into the unboxing. All right, so we've managed to get this 28 kilogram box up on the table. We'll flip the lid here, and you can see straight away in there, you're straight into the gear itself. So we'll probably put this on its side, I think, and sort of slide it out of the box. Lay it down. And slide it on out of the box. All right, so pull these out. I think this is the right way to do it. There's a couple of cables in there. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Flip this out here. Whoop, moving our boxes around. Got our all-important instruction manual. Okay, we've got a couple of side rails here, it looks like, for the GT Ultimate cockpit. We'll have a quick look there. GT Ultimate cockpit side rails. So I don't believe we're going to need those for the GTTrack, but nonetheless a very nice little inclusion there. Second one of those as well. And then we've got the platform itself. We've got a little bracket there as well, which I believe is probably for a butt kicker. Looks like it must be for a butt kicker. Obviously I should consult the manual before going into too much detail here, but we'll have a quick look at that as well. Yeah, that must be a butt kicker mount. So that is good, because that was one of the things that I was wondering exactly how I'm going to mount the butt kicker onto this rig now that I don't have the availability underneath the seat. So that's good that that question's answered. And then we've got the extremely hefty unit itself. So lift it out of the box. Probably going to be a little bit awkward here, but I'll lift it out and then we'll sit it back down on top of the table and we can take a look. Okay, so things are pretty simple inside the box. We've got a couple of different power cables here for various different regions. Obviously there's my Australian one there, so we'll set the other ones aside. We won't be needing those. We've got our USB cable. We've got our GT Ultimate side rails, which we're not going to be using for this installation. We've got our butt kicker mount, which, as I mentioned, is an awesome inclusion. Various nuts and bolts, as well as our all-important product manual as well, which we'll take a look at in more detail shortly. But, of course, what you're wanting to see is the platform itself. So, first impression just looking at it is absolutely hefty as hell. It definitely makes sense now why the box weighed so much. This thing is so solidly constructed. It looks like a professional grade piece of equipment, which I guess it is. Now, the quality of the construction here is not a coincidence. Motion Systems in Poland actually built this for Next Level Racing, and they're extremely experienced in this field. They build systems that cost many thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. So having a quick look at the manual quickly, there's some pretty general safety information, stuff like that. We'll skim past all that. You can see here, maximum payload 130 kilos. So that's the weight of the driver plus the weight of the seat, obviously, anything that's attached to the platform. Unit weight 24 kilos. So the box was 28 kilos. Maximum USB cable length 3 meters, maximum power cable length 3 meters, both pretty standard. Some measurements there. Installing the butt kicker. Now this is important because we do need to install our butt kicker on this. So we'll be installing that mounting bracket first before we connect it to the rig. And then this is all instructions for mounting it on the GT Ultimate rig. We've got a separate set of instructions for installing on the GTTrack that actually came with the GTTrack. Seatbelt installation, refer to the installation manual for the rig. Software installation should be pretty straightforward. We download the latest version of the software from Next Level Racing. Now they very regularly update their software as well, from what I understand. So that's the reason why there's no disc included. They want you to download off the website to make sure you get the latest version. And plus, who actually, who uses a CD for anything these days, really? So maintenance, we just need to make sure we keep the ball joints lubricated with some silicone-based lubricant, WD-40 or something like that. Compliance information, and there we go. So a little bit of information about warranty. We get a 2-year limited warranty starting from the date of purchase for personal use and 1 year for commercial use as well, which is awesome. Troubleshooting and support at nextlevelracing.com if there's any problems. Customer feedback as well. We'll be providing lots of that. And that is it from the manual. So let's get stuck into installing this. So while we've still got it on the bench here before we install it into the rig, this is a good opportunity to show you how this actually works. So Barry Rowland from Sim Racing Garage has actually got a really good disassembly video where he actually pulls the back cover off and shows you the servos inside. Obviously, I'm not going to go into that level of detail because it's been done before by him, but I'll link in the description for you to his video that shows how those servos function. So essentially, we've got 2 servos in here. Now, a servo is basically just a motor that turns slowly in either direction, so up or down in this case. And we've got 2 arms here which are connected to a ball joint on each side onto the platform. We've also got springs here as well for return. So essentially what happens is as this moves up, obviously the platform tilts that way, or as it moves down, it tilts that way. And then obviously on the opposing side, you've got the same system as well. So as that arm moves up and down, the platform raises and tilts on that axis. And then when you combine the 2 up and down, you've got forward, back, left, and right motion. So there's not actually anything in here that's controlling motion. It's just the combination of the 2 arms together with the springs to create the tilting and rocking and swaying and so forth. So that is a basic explanation. Let's just quickly flick it on here and you can see quickly how it moves. There you go. But obviously you'll see that in a lot more detail once we get up and running. So let's go ahead now and get it installed into the GTTrack cockpit. Okay guys, so that is the installation of the V3 motion platform from Next Level Racing on the Next Level Racing GTTrack cockpit. So installation was pretty straightforward. There was no real hiccups or anything like that I came across during the process. The only thing that you do need to be aware of is that the motion platform does raise this particular cockpit seat position up by about 6 inches. So you will need to compensate for that with your wheel platform adjustment and also your pedals. I actually needed to bring my pedals a little bit further forward towards me, but you are in a more upright seating position with the pedals a little bit lower to the ground once you've installed this. So just something to be aware of with the GTTrack in particular. And there was a bit of a knock-on effect from that as well, because once I moved my wheel platform, I then had to raise my screens as well to compensate for the extra height there. And yeah, I ended up pretty much having to adjust everything, but I've got things set in what I feel is a pretty good sort of starting point position now. No doubt I will end up fine-tuning and tweaking a few things, and I'll make another video explaining exactly what I've needed to do in terms of that once I've sort of got myself acclimatized to the new surroundings. So guys, I do apologize, but I am going to leave you in a little bit of suspense for this video. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of footage of me driving, but I'm going to save my first impressions for the next video because I want to take you through the software installation, how you install the drivers, how you fine-tune things. I'm going to start off by doing iRacing. So we'll get all of the adjustments dialed in for iRacing. I'll show you how I do that and then take you along for my first drive, obviously, as well. So that's to look forward to in the next video, which will be coming up in the next couple of days. I'll also do a detailed video for a couple of other sim racing titles as well. F1 2018 is definitely on the cards. I'll probably do Dirt Rally 2 as well as a couple of other titles. And let me know if there's any particular titles that you would like to see, and I'll see about getting my hands on those to do videos for you as well. But that is it for this video, guys. Hopefully you have found it interesting and useful, or at the very least entertaining. Thank you guys very much for watching, and thanks again very much to Next Level Racing for all of their fantastic support of this channel. But that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.